So today I have in three insanely cool new releases from G-Shock celebrating the 40th anniversary of the first ever G-Shock, the DW 5000C. What makes these unique is the way that they've processed the steel and the resulting finish because of that. Now, I borrowed these from Gem Bijou, the authorized dealer out of Toronto that I work for. If you're looking for one of these, they are in very limited supply, but reach out and I'll do my best to hook you up. So let's check out the watches. Now, these are all brand new watches from the shop, and I only have them a short amount of time. So, just a quick overview of the watches today. But I've done lots of G Shock Square videos. Recently, did one on this. We can get in focus there. My matte black that I've been wearing today, which I'm still loving and wearing a ton. So, these come in gold, which is an IP coated gold tone. The silver is coated with titanium carbide, and the resin has the gold IP on the buckle and keeper. All three models have a black IP coated screw down caseback. So let's start out with this steel colored one with the titanium carbide coating. On this and the gold, you'll find since 1983 printed on the lower left of the display, which on this model is a negative display. To get that finish, they're doing a steel recrystallization process and a deep layer hardening process, and I'm taking most of this from the G-Shock site, but the deep layer hardening process infuses carbon into the steel. I couldn't find out exactly how many Vickers it brings it up to, but it's a first for G-Shock, so I think these are going to be very collectible watches. Now, one thing with these watches, and it's more pronounced on this particular gold version, is that recrystallization and hardening process can leave some of the components of the watch looking quite different. When they do the process, the links, bezel, and clasp are not together. So you end up with different finishes, and you can see on the links here, they can be quite different. The silver version, not so much, but that's probably just luck of the draw. Either way, it's kind of cool that there's no two alike. As far as the technicals go, I've gone through them in a few videos already, so going to gloss over that today. But the full metal versions have multi-band 6, Bluetooth connectivity, solar, all that kind of stuff you guys know about already. But if there's any questions on that, feel free to reach out in the comments. Now, the last watch of the three, which is my favorite and possibly one that won't be making the return trip back to the store. Other than the resin, there's quite a few differences actually between this and the full metals. One thing I will say, my camera is not liking that display. It is quite dark looking compared to what I'm seeing here in real life. But first of all, there is no solar, no Bluetooth, no multi-band 6. I personally don't really use the app all that much with my own G-Shock, so no biggie there. But for me, multi-band 6 and solar would have been nice. One other difference is where the steel versions have since 1983. This has in blue Project Team Tough on the bottom left of the display, which was the name of Kikuo eBay's team that developed the first G-Shock. And speaking of the display, again, the camera's not liking it, but I think this looks awesome, which is one of the reasons this is my favorite of the three. One other thing with this resin model is they're using biomass plastics to make the bezel and strap, and the strap feels quite a bit nicer than the regular resin strap. It's a softer material. The keeper has 4 stars engraved, which represent the 4-decade anniversary. I forgot to mention, but all three of the watches have a star engraved on the lower left pusher too. Take one more look at the case back here, or take a look at the case back here, and we have the 40th anniversary logo designed by Eric Hayes. And fun fact about Eric Hayes, he is the husband of Rosie Perez. So I think these are some of the coolest releases I've seen in a while from G-Shock. I expect to see this type of steel, recrystallized steel, used in some other models in the future. I think it's a really neat look. Love that they're experimenting with hardening the steel. Curious to see how it'll stand up over time. Cost for these come in at, for the resin, 399 Canadian. That's 300 USD. The metals are 1175 Canadian and 870 US. So that is it. Really appreciate you taking a few minutes to stop by, and we'll see you real soon. Bye bye.